Trading friends, how are you? Tom with Tom Willard Trading. It is Thursday of all days of the week, February 25th, and due to the massive crushing of the tech names, a lot of tech names, a lot of stocks in general, a lot of big leaders, I felt it compelling to just go ahead and go through my scans midweek, as I typically do, but I typically don't do videos midweek, and I want to share this with you guys to kind of give you a game plan or what I'm thinking about doing and what I'm doing while things are selling off here. And again, if you've been going through my videos, I do put them out every couple weeks, typically on the weekends, and I won't be doing this weekend since I'm doing one now, and I've got a lot of family things going on this weekend and the next actually few weekends. So I'm not sure if I'll be back probably for about a month, but we'll see. Maybe a midweek one like this because I am trading the market during the week. But anyway, I've been talking about how things are looking. My spider sense is what I called it was tingling a couple weeks ago that I think things are going to come down and we're going to get more of a correction here. I've got the GDX up and we'll talk about this in a second, but let's just go to the S&P 500. Hold on a second here. My computer's slow. You can see that there. There we go. All right. And I've talked about how you'll notice here, this is the weekly chart here, upper right. And you'll see this is the low that was put in March of last year through the COVID scare. And then the subsequent recovery throughout the COVID shutdowns you can see a 3-week correction here, a 4-week correction here, 3-week correction here, and then really that's it. So we've got, pretty much 4 weeks is the longest correction we've had. Now, that doesn't mean this could be like a 20-week correction. It could be. But I'm anticipating something similar, at least maybe not in time, but in depth of these types of here, because I could see us really coming back on the SPY, coming back to test the support area about 360, no problem, considering how far we've come over the last year, pretty much, right? That on a percentage retracement basis, I mean that's squat. That's what, maybe 10% retracement of that move. When you can have a 40 to 50% retracement and then get a move higher. So we could get something deeper into the 320, 340 range here, which I wouldn't put it past this market in doing. But I think we'll at least get something to maybe the 360, 370. You can see here on the daily chart in the upper left is really the next support area, and you got a cluster support in there. So that may hold things, but nonetheless, I am thinking that things are going to get more corrective here. This big 1-2 up bar and then the big engulfing candle on volume today. A lot of people scared, at least long scared. Actually, the bears are probably finally licking their chops, but they've been getting crushed all year long to the tunes of millions of dollars of losses because they keep thinking this can't keep going up, and it keeps going up. And we could continue up. This red bar could get ignored like these ones here, and we continue to grind on up, and this could be the extent of the boot pullback. I think it's going to be different this time. I think we're going to get a little bit more. I think we're going to get at least 370 here on the SPYs over the next week or two. And then I think about 360s in the cards and even 340. But I'll be surprised if it gets down to 320. But it could happen. So what do you got to do? Bar by bar analysis. The charts tell you what's going on. Listen, you got Musk out there, the Monger dude, the 97-year-old dude that they're pimping on CNBC about, he's talking crap to everybody. It's like, come on, guys, get over it. People put out stories to convince people to make decisions that are not good for them. And then, a lot of people, well, why the market? Why is GameStop going up again? Why? It's all BS. It's all crap. No one knows for sure. The only people that it's just basically it's more demand for more shares and there's supply for shares that make prices go up. That's all it is. And they could be crazy. It could be because there's a full moon people are buying, right? Do the reasons really matter? Right now, if you got a bunch of a collective herd of people with the same supposed reasons that they're doing something, well, then you have something. But then that's what, it's like, well, why did this happen? Don't even worry about that. That's why the charts are king. The charts tell you objectively what's going on, where the money's flowing. That's it. Now, does it mean pivots are going to be held? No. Does it mean that patterns are always going to work? No. Does it mean that retracement concepts are always going to fall? No, it doesn't. But it gives you objective pretty much a way to objectively analyze the stock performance, the price performance of stocks, or whatever your trade, okay, Bitcoin, cryptos, currencies, what have you. So the charts are the king of this. They don't BS you, okay? So you can see where someone may come on TV and say, hey, I'm selling this. I'm selling pork bellies, I'm selling corn, I'm selling soybeans, or I'm buying yen, I'm buying euros, I'm buying dollars, I'm buying gold, I'm buying miners, I'm buying crypto, I'm buying Bitcoin like crazy, or sell Bitcoin. They're going to outlaw it. All that crap. They can tell you whatever they want, but what cannot be hidden from you is on the charts where people are placing their bets. That's why the charts are the purest thing you can use, in my opinion, to not cloud your judgment. And of course, means you've got to honor the charts, right? And you got to know the charts aren't perfect. Pivots will get violated. A lot of people put so much credit into the different candlesticks, and this pivot means so much. If this thing holds, then it's got to hold for sure. And this support area is definitely, as a support area, is going to hold. BS. All that can go out of the window on a certain day. Enough people panic for whatever reason. Could it be because the sky is blue, or because whatever their reason, right? Things could collapse. And plus, selling tends to feed on itself. You can see it feed on itself here today, as well as buying fed on itself yesterday. Okay, it just kept going up and up and up. And today it just kept going down and down and down. Try to get a higher low retracement here and then collapse into the close. Okay, so what do you do now? You're probably taking a hit. Your net worth in your accounts has been hit. Mine has. Like I told you a couple weeks ago, though, I'm about 50, almost 50% in cash, and that wasn't by design. That isn't because it's just I'm taking profits as things get extended. I'm buying it back when it's cheaper, and so right now I'm in a buying mode where I'm nibbling into either new positions or positions that I've already taken profits on at higher prices and buying back. And if I haven't taken profits on it, it's something I've initiated in the last day or two and got stopped me out. It stopped me out. I got stopped out a couple positions today and some winners today. So it's just a general recirculation of your money, pulling it out, putting it back in. Now, right now, I'm going to share with you. I just did a scan, some top ideas that are, first off, I'm going to talk about ones that are relatively strong that really aren't impacted by this, and those are your white knights, if you will, in general, because they have the relative strength. They're not getting impacted right now by the sell-off that was just today, right? There was the 1-2 days ago where it was more of a gap down. You can see here on the SPY, gap down. But then really, after the first hour, it was up, uppity, up. And the next day, up, 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 up. And then today, down, back down to those lows. So really, we're only back to where we were on Monday, at the lows on Monday. That's all we are. So people are panicking, but some of these big stocks are just getting hammered. I mean, just getting crushed. So let's talk about some of these top ideas and what I'm looking to do, where I'm buying, where I'm selling, and I want to share these ideas with you so that you can look into it. And like I said, with the general thought process around, I think we're going to get more correction. Nibble, okay? I don't know if we're going to get more correction. So nibble, small shares, whatever your normal position size is, maybe do a quarter or a third or a half. I wouldn't be buying full position sizes on the way down here. That's catching a falling knife. You could pay off really well if the trend continues like it has been, that every single sell-off is bought back up. And so I want a piece of that action if it happens. And if it doesn't, then I'm out. I might be out the same day. I'm in and out like a robbery. Okay. All right. Let's look at some ideas. First up, gold. Let's look at the GLD and the GDX real quick. I've been a strong proponent of gold for many years, especially the last few. Made a killing on it. And I talked about in my last few videos, I'm completely flat on it. I've gotten out. I bought back in, stopped me out, bought back in, tried to get in, took some profits, and then got out. And right now you'll see that we're really here making lower highs and an equal low here. It looks like we're trying to really broke down today by a few pennies. So this could continue, and I think the gold right now, the lean is to the downside. And so I do not own any. I'm completely out of my miners, taking profits on everything. It's been a great run, guys, but you don't want to overstay your welcome at the party. I think golds are going down. You can see the miners are even weaker. Here you see almost a classic on the weekly, a classic head and shoulders. Shoulder, head, shoulder, neckline just got broken the last 2 days. All right, a couple of real hard attempts here to go higher on the daily chart just to get completely clowned today. And it looks like it's going to run down to this 200 period moving average. Pretty seamlessly it can. I mean, it's got really a nice tradable void here. I think this thing could fall back. So again, am I shorting it though? No, I'm not going to short it. I might if I get a pause here, but right now I'm not in it short. I've gotten out all my longs, but I think GDX is going down. Now, the other hard assets that I am in and still in are this SLV. Notice the relative strength, guys. Look at SLV, look at the chart on the weekly, right? And look at the GLD. Look at the difference. Silver is where it is right now with regards to strength. Now, that doesn't mean silver can't collapse and fall down to dollar a share. It can. That's why I have stops. But right now, I talked about on this day here, when it broke out above these highs here, early in this day, I added to my long position. Okay, and where's my stop for this new piece? Right here. Now, I've been in this for a while, so my average cost on silver is low, but any new position I make on something or new position I enter, it's like a brand new position, meaning my stop isn't back at my original stop area. It'll be just on these shares here. And I may decide if things, I may just pay a ripcord on all of it because my average cost is still down in this area here. If it breaks under this 24.75 area, then I'm ghost. I'm out. Okay, but right now silver looks strong. Didn't have a great day today. You can see the engulfing red candle of the green one here. This green one, it gapped down, so it cannot get above that. But if it can get ahead of steam going above 26, guess what? I'm going to add even more to my position on the SLV. Okay, so SLV is a long idea. I'm in it long, but ripcord 24.75, 24.50, that area. If you want to give it 23.75 to give it this pivot, you can do it, whatever your plan calls for. But this is definitely relatively strong. This one, platinum, I even tweeted about this. I said this one is stupid strong. I was talking about this as a buy here, right here, the cup with handle, right here. See it on the weekly chart, okay? And just been riding it up. And here it is again, holding up in this area. You can see it's relatively strong to the gold, to the silver, even to the. This one's even stronger, right? So if you're aggressive, you can start nibbling more in the right where these bottoming tails are, in the 113, 114 area. But realize that you've got to pretty much, you're working without, your trapeze is working without a net. You can fall right down to this 105, no problem whatsoever, okay? And because I'm in so cheap, I'm trying to let this run. So I may look to add to my position if it kisses this rising moving average here around 112, okay? And I'm pulling the core and everything if it breaks under 100, okay? But right now it's looking good, looking strong, looking to add to the position. Not be scared and I got to liquidate other stuff. And of course, I don't trade where I'm completely leveraged and I can get margin calls on me. I just don't do that. So there will never be a margin call on me where I have to sell stuff to raise money to cover my other stuff. It's just, to me, that's gambling, and this is how I feed my family. This is not a gambling. If I want to gamble, I got my FanDuel account. I can bet on the Dolphins to win, and that never happens. All right, on to the juicy ideas. Okay, these ones first. I'll start with the ones. I'm going to share you quite a few. We're going to go through them pretty quick because I don't want to take a lot of your time, so you can write these down, study them on your own. These are the ones that are relatively strong, meaning to me they're showing resilience in the face of this sell-off today, as well as the one on Monday. And of course, we had the pop yesterday. So really, have we had really a sell-off? No, we're down where we were on Monday. We're back. We revisited it today on Wednesday. I'm sorry, on Thursday, the 25th, okay, of February. TKR, handsome. Look at this. Here's the last 3 days on TKR. It triggered its long setup right here. Pull back long to the rising moving average on the weekly. Are you kidding me? I mean, if there's a sexy pattern, this is it. Sexy, all right? So now I got a note for tomorrow. If it breaks above 80, I'm going to add to my position. I'm in this, right? I bought the pullback. I'm in, and I'm going to add to it if it breaks over 80, especially if the market is looking strong, and we're going to get that continuous thing that we've gotten all last year where almost every sell-off stabilizes fairly quickly and starts going higher. So this one is going to lead, I think, if it does. So over 80, yes. Stop where? Look at the little bar here. There's your stop. Keep it tight under the bar. $77 a share. You see it right here. Or I'm sorry, $78 a share. 77 is way down here on the 60-minute chart on the lower left. So you got a 78. You got about $2 stop on this thing. Get in. If it stops you out, get the hell out of Dodge. I got in cheaper. I'm looking to add to my position. There you have it. Relative strength. Stupid nice. FTK. All right, here's another one that it's been pulling back on it. It's kind of on its own little page, if you will. So the last 3 days are right here. You can see it really didn't revisit the low from Monday. It already got a pullback. You had this giant bar here, which if you look at my previous massive winners you've been on with me, hopefully, Window, Boozy, good God, Veru, Gamada, all these ones had the same type of thing where you see a stupid giant green candle and then a flag consolidation in there. Okay, so now what's it doing? It's coming back. It's taking out, slowly coming down. Volume is really light, just kind of drifting lower, taking out pivots, taking out stops. Guess what? Kissing the rising 20 on the weekly. Daddy's looking. He's interested now. All right, now we've corrected enough. Now I'm looking for it. I'd like a 100% return on my money, a double. All right, if it goes back up these highs, which I think it will if it gets ahead of Steam 1 and it shows those strengths. So FTAC here in the 350 range, consider it. Stop would be where it would be under 3, right? Right under this area here. Okay, now if you want to give it all the way down here, you can, but good luck, Gord, that's a huge percentage stop. So however you want to do it, keep it tight. You can even use the bottom of this tail here. So watch FTech in this area for a possible long. Now this one, Yelp, look at the strength of the last 3 days here, compared to the market. I like what I'm seeing here. You look for a breakout above the highs with a nice setup with a good stop. Yelp looks higher. It's just breaking above the 20 period, or I'm sorry, 200 period moving average on the weekly chart. This thing looks grand. VSTM. Okay, another one here. Broke out above, got kicked back down. It's holding support here. Okay, it's a cheap one, 230, cheap stock. Look to buy it in this 230, 240 area, and you get a tight stop, 20-cent stop at 220. So you could be in and out. I mean, I found that win percentage on. If you're a win percentage guy, you probably shouldn't do a lot of these ideas because you want, they don't win as often, but you get stopped out pretty quick, and the damage is light typically. Okay, so VSTM, keep an eye on that one. EPRT, look at the strength here, last 3 days, right? Strong, strong, strong. Not really disturbed by what happened here. Trending up, anywhere in this 23, 2350 area, I think is viable. You can put a stop underneath into this moving average here, maybe under 2150. Okay, your hard support is at 20 right here, so you can give that's your stop. But reward to risk to the previous highs probably isn't as good. So just watch it. Find a way to X-ray, maybe get it on, so you get a good reward to risk. Because your first target, which is your most conservative target, which is usually how I measure my reward to risk ratios, is about $28 a share. So just do the math, win it if you get your setup on EPRT, but it's showing relative strength. Amcor, good God, look at this thing. Flagging, look at the giant candle here, right? 2 here on the daily, holding up, came down. This tail should be a good stop area. Okay, so you can nibble in this area here, stop below this tail. Otherwise, you're going to have to go down to gap support here or even to this cluster of candles, which gives you a stop at 18, which to me is just too far. If this thing ain't working by the time, say this thing opens it flat at 23 tomorrow and I get in, my stop is going to be about 21, 2150, right under this tail. Okay, I'm not going to sit there and let it go in and go, well, no, I'm going to hold on and hold it down here. It may go to 21, turn right around and go to 50, but I ain't going to be on it on that particular trade. I may get back on over 24, all right, but I don't give it a lot of wiggle room, man. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I don't mind losing on my trades. I just like my winners to be big and my losers to be small. That's my goal. I mean, screaming, absolutely grabbing you, shaking you, and screaming in your face, relative strength. Look at Train Tech PLC. Look at this. Look at this. I don't even need to talk about it. There you go. You're welcome. DraftKings here holding up pretty well, right? I mean, it had a pretty whippy day on that Monday. Of course, it was pretty white knuckle as it was today for a lot of people on the long side. But I like this support in this area, 55 to 57. You can nibble in there. You got to stop below the $50 mark here. You got higher lows. You got a potential I'm sorry, not head and shoulders. You got a potential cup with handle. Of course, that handle is really loose and wiggly. And it doesn't really, I mean, that's not something you can really plant off of. You usually like tight. I like tight handles, low volume, that I can use to plant off of for a nice stop for good reward to risk. In this particular case, I'm not seeing it, but you can't argue the relative strength. DraftKings definitely worth watching. Horizon Pharmaceuticals, um, right back to the breakout on volume yesterday, right back to the support area. Hell, I may just buy some of this at 90 tomorrow if it opens in that area. Now, where's your stop going to be? Well, you go a little bit lower in here, but you can see that really the most legitimate stop is this way down here. But that's $10 plus away from where you would get in if you get in this support area at 90. So to your plan, how you want to trade it, but the bottom line is you can't argue the relative strength here is ridiculous. Boeing, own this. This thing has had a hell of a good day, good series of days. Now today it had a down day. Now my computer's slowing down here, so let me pause. Oh, here we go. It's filling in now. Look at this. Topping tail up, topping this tornadic, classic tornadic formation. Higher highs, lower lows. Whipped it up, came right back down into the support area. So now what? Is it going to go higher, or is it going to go down and take out that low again? I don't know. Okay, my bet is nibbling in this area here in the 215 range. Stop a little bit under this low. Okay, and I think on the long-term scheme of things, this thing's changing trend. I think it looks higher as long as, again, the market doesn't collapse on us, which it very well could. Okay, but that's why you have stops, and you can't not play the game because you're wringing your hands worrying about the market. It's been going up for so long. It's time for no. Then get short. Okay, and that's another thing. I initiated VXX today too. I've been in and out of this thing honestly a ton, a grip. And I talked about in the last video, I think that it was breaking down. So if anything, you're going to go short it, but I didn't short it. Well, today bought it early, wrote it up, sold some into the 16, sold some more at 17, holding the balance, swing long because I need to balance out the long side. This was a good portfolio saver today, or account saver in this particular case. Huge ups. This thing can go much higher. I would suggest you get a piece of this action, but it's too late now. It's at 17. Good God. You look at it here, you chase it at 22, you got your ass handed to you, right? Here it is. The proper time to get in was about $15 a share, if not $14.75 or so, where I got in. But nonetheless, we look higher here, so you may get a consolidation day, you may get a 1, 2, 3 type setup. But I'm looking to add to this position if and when my spider stance is right, that we're going to get a more convincing and significant downturn here. On the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be much, I don't think, percentage-wise, like I talked about the onset of this video. All right, so let's talk about a couple more here. All right, classic LXRX, beautiful, right? Look at this flag right in this area here in the mid 7s, stop at the mid 6s. LXRX looks good. Let's talk about VUSI. VUSI, look at the last 3 days off of where it came from. All right, look at the last 3 days off of where it came from. And you're welcome to all you guys that got on this with me. It's been great. I sold into this bar here. I still hold. In one of my accounts, I hold 50% of the position I originally bought. The other one I only hold 30%. Okay, and I'm hungry to buy those shares back, and it may be tomorrow. If I get a move down the $17 range here in the support area where it got kicked off here on Monday, I'm going to be adding it in. Now, am I going to buy all 70% of my shares back? No. I'm going to nibble. I'll buy 20%, 25%. Nibble a little bit of 17, kind of like I did here when I was telling you guys in the last video, or actually I was tweeting about it. Bought some at 13, bought some at 12, bought some at 11. I didn't buy it all at 14 and sit there going, crap, I could have bought it cheaper, right? Buy in pieces. Commissions don't cost nothing. Remember that. VUSI. This thing is just looking good. Now, window, I'm down to 20% of my position. It's had a massive run here up to almost $40 a share, no doubt. Off the original entry, which was around $3 a share. So again, you guys have been following the videos. Congrats. Hopefully you took some profits. And right now I'm in for this thing for free. I mean, it could go to zero, and I'm making thousands on this thing. So I like the stock. I think it's got a future. This is a pretty massive correction, but it isn't support. Okay, so I might be nibbling. Now, from a relative strength perspective, I'm kind of shifting out of that. Now, this isn't showing relative strength. It's gotten crushed. It's gone from about 40 to 17 in 4 days. So keep that in mind. And if you're holding all your shares, well, then, you got to have a sell plan. You got to take some profits. But right now is not the time to sell. In my opinion, I'm looking to add little bits and pieces because this thing is volatile. All right, few more. I'm in a given mood here. Yalla here. Look at this massive move up, massive move back down. We're at a support area here. You can see $20 a share. I'm going to want to get 20 actually because it's come down so precipitously. I'd like to see another kick to the nuts in this market tomorrow maybe. We got to move down, pick it up on the cheap at 20. You got to stop at around 15. Yalla, keep it on radar because this thing has shown a lot of potential with this move up. It's come down just as fast as it went up. But watch this as a possible long. OCGN, this one I was in and I got out. I got stopped out actually for a loss on this one. But now I'm looking to get back in. Why? It had the big move up. It had the flag. It broke down from the flag. I got out here. And then it popped down on Monday. Popped right back up. Came right back down. Look at this. Oh, that beautiful 20-period moving average is where it's kissing right now. I think it's a low-risk trade. Now, low risk meaning if all things go smoothly, say you bought it today at 8, your stop would be, I would put my stop definitely at least at 6, but probably somewhere slightly below this moving average. to keep it tight, okay? But that doesn't mean when we wake up tomorrow, this thing can open up at 4 or 14, right? Overnight, it could do anything. So keep that in mind. You may have the best intentions of limiting your losses on an overnight trade to a certain amount because you have stops, but realize stops ain't going to save you if it gaps against you for whatever reason, from the CEO committing suicide to earnings to whatever the hell happens, right? So keep that in mind. But OCGN, I like the way it's strong. I like the way it's holding. I think the moving average is there. Is coming off of a long-term winter here of just crappy low prices from when it was up in the hundreds a few years ago. I think this thing's going to go higher. Just look for a way on it or keep it on your radar. Black line, another one I've been wanting to get. I never could buy it. It was too extended for me. Well, now I'm going to get my chance here. Moving average is below the moving average on a daily. It's corrected quite a bit. Clipped all these stops, so shaking those weak hands off. We get a hold here. You can see it didn't really come down and test the lows from Monday like the market did. So it's showing relative strength to me. Black line here, definitely worth watching. Maybe a nibble in the 120, stop at around 112 in that area. So keep an eye on black line as well. Fire eye. Also here, showing strength in general, big move up, pulling back, rising moving average just underneath. You could look to buy it in the 1850-19 range, maybe when it kisses off this. So right in this area, and you put a stop slightly below there percentage-wise. I wouldn't let it go all the way back down here against me, but it looks like this is in its infancy of a new uptrend. So if the market can keep going, Fire Eye is one I think you want to keep on your radar, okay? All right, guys, I think that's it. I got actually about 15 other ones I could share with you, but it's getting long here. I try to keep my videos under 30 minutes. So anyway, you got enough there to work with. Always hit me up on Twitter, email, whatever you want to do. Trade well. Again, don't panic. Whatever's happening. Now is the best time to make money in the market. It isn't yesterday. It isn't the day before. It wasn't last year. It wasn't the year 2000. Now is. Tomorrow is. Have that attitude. Okay, go in there with that positive attitude that now's the time. I'm here. This is happening for a good reason. And I am going to make the opportunities work for me, okay? Trade well, follow your plan, take your stops, have a profit-taking plan, and enjoy this market, guys. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video, probably in a couple weeks. If I get a wild hair, I may do one sooner, but it'll probably be mid-March before I get my next one out, all right? Take care, guys. Talk to you soon.